1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Aaron McCarty. All the best guests on KEEL are heard on the Jack Spring Electric KEEL Newsmaker Hotline. Shreveport City Councilman James Flurry is here. Mr. James, welcome back. Thank you, sir, as always.
Thank you, Robert.
Mr. Flurry, you told me yesterday morning at 11 you were through. You were not going to be at the council meeting yesterday afternoon. You were resigning effective immediately because your home in your district had sold quicker than you thought. Things changed, I guess, within the hour. What happened?
Well, I was visiting with my colleagues, and they seemed that I was kind of rushing it and needed to let the city attorney weigh in. And I felt like this, that, I wanted to walk out the front door with my head high and knowing that I did the very best I could. And the kind of way my enemies were attacking me, they wanted me to jump off the roof and break my neck and leave. They wanted me gone right then.
Enemies? Who are your enemies? Who do you consider?
I'm not going to say, but I'm going to tell you that's the feeling I got. And so I never was a Republican enough. They felt like I sided with the Democrats too much, but I was always about trying to build diversity. I made no bones about it. Willie Bradford was my dear best friend, and I tried to weigh in with him when I could and when I couldn't. And you told me yesterday, think about what good I did. Well, I think about when the previous administration was wanting to do basketball. I'm the one that stepped up and said, no, I don't think we need that. And others followed me. We had a 7-0 vote against it. And so I'm proud that we were able to stop that. And then the things that I'm so sad about, I wish in my heart that we would have been a little kinder and gentler with Lavette Fuller because she served so hard while I was thinking that I was facing death in Baylor University. And she never missed a beat trying to help carry on the business of the city.
But James, you don't live in your district anymore, true?
That's right. But look, I need to have the opportunity. That just happened Friday. Give me a chance to either comply or move. I'm going to resign effective immediately. But I wanted to know what were my options. I wasn't going to stand down yesterday, not without knowing all of the facts. I've never broken the law that I know of. I'm not a lawbreaker, and I'll do what's right for the city. But
when you say you're going to resign immediately, when does that mean?
Well, that means immediately. That means somewhere this afternoon, I will get around writing the letter. I've got someone who's going to help me write the letter to the Secretary of State, and I would follow the procedure just like Willie Bradford did. I'm not going to do anything that I shouldn't do. The business yesterday was about the business. The city attorney weighed in and said I could do the business of the city. And I did it, but they're not going to push me out off the roof. I'm going to go through the front door. I'm going to follow procedure and do. But this thing moves so fast, we only signed the papers on Friday.
Mr.
I had
James,
no idea.
Are you looking at other options besides resignation?
I did yesterday, but my wife and I have come to the conclusion that it's best for the city. Because let me tell you why it's best. The census says that my district is now 50% African American, 41% white. I said all along that it was transitioning to African American, and that will give them 5 votes. And I'm not going to do anything to appear that I'm trying to block that. And that might be coming across that I want to stay so I can keep the whites in control. I've said all along I would never support any gerrymandering maneuvers to try to keep District E white. That's not fair. That's not right because the majority now is African American. We've had an exit of people chose to move and do other things. But we're going to do what's right in our
Mr.
heart.
James, pardon me.
Right.
It's 4-3 African American right now, though.
Yeah, and doesn't that make you wonder how did James Flurry get to be chairman 3 times? Because I was fair. I would cross the line. I pushed for diversity. I worked, and that's the reason my colleagues on African American side on the council don't want me to leave because they know I have been fair. I've included and inclusive.
You told
And
me
some of-
yesterday, James. You told me, and almost in kind of a warning voice, you said, "Watch this carefully. You said they are going to appoint a black Democrat to represent my district." You sounded yesterday like you were concerned about it. Today you sound a little
No,
different.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I said it. No, I knew it was coming. But what I'm telling you is the two Republicans on there, they don't want to. We cannot go back. The city cannot go back like it used to be. It'll never go back. It's changed. And what I'm saying is coming faster than we thought. And so we've got to live and get over it and move forward. That's what I meant, Eric.
Mr. James, you said a couple of seconds ago, right at the beginning, actually. You said you weren't Republican enough for a lot of people.
You're damn right.
Now, my question to you is based on what you just said in your last couple of sentences. You said the two Republicans on the council. I assume you're referring to Messrs. Nicholson and Butcher. Are those the ones you feel you are not Republican enough for?
I'm not going to say. I've already said what I'm going to say concerning. If you can't draw the picture, then who was speaking against me yesterday? Who was trying to chop my head off and not give me time to exit with some type of respect, but wanted me to be thrown off the building? I'll just leave it like that.
Mr. Flurry, you have spent 7 years on the council. You talked
Yes,
about
ma'am.
what you're most proud of. What do you wish we could have done better? There've been some stumbles over these last 7 years. You would acknowledge.
I guarantee it has been, and I wish we could have done some things different. I think, the thing we've been running perhaps wasn't, we didn't maybe do that right.
The protesters that were in the meeting yesterday, you abruptly ended the meeting. Are you guys trying to silence folks in Shreveport?
Look, Aaron, when you're involved, and when you're involved in a lawsuit, you can't be involved. You've got to stand down. And that's what our legal counsel told us, that we couldn't be saying things and speaking. That wasn't on the agenda. We changed the council rules of procedure to be able to conduct the people's business. And we were getting railroaded on our meeting. So we changed to let everybody come Monday and speak on any comment that you wanted. Then on Tuesday, we're going to conduct the people's business. We're going to vote. And if you want to speak, it'll have to be on an agenda item. That's all that was.
Mr. James, just to sum up, thank you for your time as always. At 6 o'clock today, will James Flurry be a Shreveport City Councilman?
No.
You'll be done. Today's your last day.
I'll be done. Today's my last day. And thanks to all of the people who have given me a chance to express my thank you.
Done with politics?
I am done with politics.
Going to switch to become a Democrat?
No, I'm going to switch to be an independent.
Are you?
Yes. I'm changing that today.
Wow. Councilman
Nothing to do with the Republican Party.
Wow. Councilman James Flurry, thanks for your candor and always being available. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
1017 FM 710 KEEL. Sports is on the way. Fletch has that. Here's Ruben.